Hey crypto world, it's Max from the Signal Bar Method, and it's been a while since I've done a public video. I'm just getting off of like a 10 to 12 day kind of cleanse, mostly just juice at the tail end of it. The last like 8, 9, 10 days, just juice, a lot of juice. Call it juice feasting, so drinking just a lot of juice and doing a lot of detox, supporting my body during it. So I just got through all that and eating some more normal food this week end. But then I'm doing a really intense last 5 days here coming up, like going really hard, doing a bunch of different things to clean house and level up as best I can. So that's where I'm at right now. I haven't had a lot of sugar yet today, so we'll see how well I can do this. Stayed up late last night too. But let's jump into it. Obviously, nothing into this video is financial advice or recommendation. Always do your own research for any big financial decisions, right? And what else do I want to say before we jump into XRP? So I'm not going to share the stock market, the entire crypto market, total 2, total 3, Bitcoin, the dollar, um, gold XRP we can take a look at. But that's it. Like I'm not, let's focus on XRP here. But I'm telling you now, without me getting to like state, what I see in the S&P 500 and maybe some of the other indices and like total 2, total 3, so like the broad crypto market. And really, total 2, total 3 should really be called indices or crypto indices, I think, right, guys? So we're at that point. I mean, that'd be nice. Crypto indices, like almost. I mean, whatever, total whatever. It's fine, right? It's fine, just a word. Okay. So let's jump into XRP, and I'll do my best to just give you a picture and without including the rest of the stuff. So here I have two pairings. I have XRP USDT, looks like Binance data, and then I have XRP USD, which has further history to it, going back to all the way to 2013. And then gold XRP going back to 2013. And let's get started with XRP USDT. So, we should probably go back to the beginning. And 2013, and this is a yearly chart, so every candle is a year right here. And 2013 to 2017, a lot of coiling here, tightening. Before I zoom in, you can kind of see triangle here, bigger triangle here, green, pull back. You could even see a lot of buying there. It's, like it had the green 2013, didn't go, didn't break the high, didn't go. And you get this kind of like hammer doji type candle, open 2015, flat top, just sell off, get destroyed, but still holds in this range. 2016, the range is absolute trash, and it's a clean, like 100% doji looking, whatever you want to call it, but it is red. So drops initially, which I think this was like a 1 day event where I'm sure somebody with a lot of power, money, exchanges, I don't know, came in and sold it off. Literally, this happened on 1 day. I think I'll show you guys, and I'll show you another day in 2017 where it was like a lot of this came all the way back down and went back up. And I don't know how much of it's real. Certain exchanges would have probably shot to crazier prices than others, especially in any kind of futures contract. And a lot of possibilities out there for not being liquid enough, but whatever. Let's keep moving on. Like, theories are whatever. Like let's just focus on the chart for now, right? So, but this kind of psycho action here, um, it shows you the power that's out there, right? So, um, very tight coiling here. Red drop pop, doji drop pop here in this consolidation area, and just takes off. And then 2018, a little bit more drops, red candles in. 2019, red candle continues. 2020, a reversal candle for the year is put in, kind of like an inverse hanging man style type of doji. Next year opens pretty flat in the bottom, but that's fine with this type of candle. At most, maybe into this area, then probably head higher. Heads higher in 2021. 2022, pretty, has the green, but off pretty flat top, red yearly down. 2023, a little bit of a pullback, head higher, sell off a little bit. Perfect candle where you could definitely pop off of 100%, especially since you started here off of a green coming up, putting in at least probably a base in here, but realistically you've already pulled back. You don't see the wick on this candle because I have a trend line drawn here, but this wick comes all the way down to 38 and some change ish on probably most exchanges, so right around there. So it comes all the way down here, almost comes to the open of this candle, where typically you'd definitely think that you would start to see some support in that area. But the year's not over yet, so it's red now, but the year's not over yet, and you have a green candle, like expecting it to probably make a move before the year's over. And bottom line is, it's already made its way up that much. Running out of time for the year, sort of coming up here soon. Before we know it, it's going to be the end of the year. And as long as this closes green, we're still, this would be like a lot more bullish than just this one candle, I would say. You have more of like a foundation being built. You'll have a green candle after, you started this base, green candle, get the green close. A candle like this would kind of be like a hammer doji, but they're, when you see these inside, like inside this candle, like from top to bottom, even the wick, wicks, and you get that kind of candle in this kind of sequence, it's really damn bullish, guys. If you can, especially if you can say the real body closes like here or even up here or whatever, it's more like a hammer type of candle, as long as it has like at least a little bit of a real body, kind of like this size but green. So it would come up, the price would come up and go green, and close the year out like that, 67, 65, 66, even all the way up to anywhere in this area under this green year right here. And then you have this level already right here around 75 that no, 75 is down. It's our high basically of the year, but that's a huge level, obviously. And then up here at like 95, 96 too. Just to have anything underneath this year and then go into 2025, like that's an extremely bullish setup. It doesn't get much better than that, and that's on a yearly, guys. So we're not talking about even a monthly here. We're talking about a whole yearly chart with that type of setup. You just can't ask for much better than that, and then when we zoom in, you're going to see a lot more. And yeah, I'm thinking about how long this video is going to be. I'm going to have to upload it to YouTube and then post it here. So yeah, let's keep moving. We're going to see how the year closes. Either a chance of popping before the year is over, or I'd say a great shot of hopefully getting a green yearly close to have a really epic bullish looking yearly chart going into 25 as we come into the apex of this symmetrical triangle. So either way, in the big picture, as long as we've been bent holding XRP and just getting shafted, or whatever you want to call it, just getting mentally annihilated if you've been a long-term holder of this asset, and to the point where I don't even know if 33 or 32 or 34 or 32.75 or 32.88, you know, maybe overshoot to like up to 44, anywhere in there. And I have an upward sloping trend line. We can talk about that, but I don't know if that's going to justify the wait. Like, there were opportunities over the years where like a lot of money could have been made holding it longer term, and there were longer term charts were there, and I knew they were there, and there's 400% pretty fast. This is a weekly chart, so I don't know. That's RNDR, but there were others. I don't even want to get into it. So let's zoom back out to the yearly. So we'll see what happens with the year, guys. That's the yearly. Let's keep moving. 6 month. Get some juice, dude. I'm dry. Need to hydrate. Didn't get enough fluids today. Kind of mess around this weekend before I jump back into it. 6 month doesn't close till the end of the year, and I'm gonna get rid of that for now. Right now, it's kind of like a hammer doji type candle right now, right? It doesn't have the longest lower wick, but it is kind of hammerish looking, small little hammer, not a lot of lower wick. Don't know if we like that, but it is, as long as it closes like that. There's your green 6 month. We would open the new year, and anything's possible. I mean, dude, this was a flat bottom and it just took off, but typically you look for like a little bit of a retracement, but and we could even get down all the way to the real body, like open a lot of times. So this is like a good place to look for. But this is a yearly, guys. I mean, it's a yearly chart. Like, this is kind of crazy even looking at this type of thing, but it does really paint the picture for you a lot of the time. Either way, working top down. So as long as we get that 6 month close, pretty bullish going into the beginning half of the year. Whether we get a retracement or just take off and then suddenly get a big retracement and then take off, something like that. Anything's possible, right? The yearly showing you the first half of the year, the bulls should make an attempt to go higher, probably in a pretty big way. I mean, you pull back off a green here, you pump. Really, this is a great bottoming situation. You really do kind of start off a green candle, which is really nice. And you're just kind of sideways, and we have our 8 exponential, 10 simple moving average right here. You're trading sideways, right, just bouncing on top of those, ready to pretty much rock and roll. Even your MACD is kind of coming in, showing you what's going on here. Momentum seems good enough and ready, flat enough. So that's a 6 month. Like, if XRP was to go this year and get up off this red, I mean, it's been coiling so long, anything's possible, but at some point I would expect like a crazy retracement, maybe even all the way back down here. You just never know, for sure, if it takes off the red. If we get this 6 month close into the end of the year, then I think it's, the first half of the year, no matter what, at that point, probably just coming into the apex of this and having your candle there, everything's there in play, as long as, ideally, if this closed red like this, I wouldn't be totally against this popping, but ideally we get the green yearly close, guys. That means we need to close the year above, just call it 62. Like, I don't think I'm asking too much. It's really like lower than that. It's like 61.75 maybe, or something like that, just to get back to break even on the year, which we really, really want to see, like in a bad way, in a really bad way. And there's not that much time left this year, guys. So when you think about it, like, there's really not. So, at least close break even, but ideally go green, like to see it close like 70 in the 70s would be really, really bullish looking, I think. But maybe even more bullish looking if it was more in the 80s. I wouldn't want to really go past the 80s to be looking like a good looking candle setup for the year. So anywhere in that sweet spot, but honestly, I'd take anything from like 62 to like maybe 65 would be just a great looking candle in general. Like just get the green real body, at least something, right, and you're good to go. So 6 looking good. 5 closes at the end of October, and right now it's kind of up against this red. So honestly, you know, and you look at where we're at in this apex of this current like triangle, even though I really think we kind of broke down from our triangle here, that's why we got this drop here, and like it's getting ready to try and get back up, blast through this and take off, so there was this kind of time put in here. But like this thing is so coiled now, it's so tight in here that it really just has nowhere else to go. It's really, really tight in here, guys. You can see how tight prices come together in here, where we're literally at the apex of this triangle. We broke down out of here, any kind of shorts in here or in this area, maybe some up here too. Like it's probably going to be so explosive, but that's the 5 month. So if the 5 month closes, and I think this is going to be a short candle because this one opens up November or October 29th or 31st, October 31st at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So basically November 1st. And, with this type of candle, we could easily expect a retracement. I don't know. It's always hard to say how low, but at least probably to the real body opening, which is around 5150-ish. I wouldn't be greedy either if you're looking at that area maybe in the future. Obviously not a recommendation. But anything can happen. It could be a much shallower retracement, if barely anything at all. You just never know for sure. That's where you zoom in and you're more up to date. Like you're following the shorter term time frames, and you're just kind of trying to flow with it and be ready and be looking out for signs on a regular basis every single day, day and night. So like that's the difference with the being in the call outs and the subscription thing. So it's more. I'm just more on top. I'm doing the daily, and I usually do a video morning and night. So just market talk, market update, what's going on, anything that I'm doing. Even though I keep telling myself, I keep telling the subscribers that the value, like what I bring to the table the most in there are the call outs, because the track record for the call outs is absolutely freaking phenomenal. The market hasn't really, we haven't had like any really great bullish trades in a really long time, like extremely great. And that's just because the market really hasn't been going up in a while, like significantly. Like a lot of cryptos just haven't had super great moves to the upside. A lot of them haven't. That being said, I was very transparent when I took a lot of my trading account into XRP on the way up from the bottom, and I can't remember if we had any callouts on it or not. I'm sure we did, but I was very transparent about when I was getting in and right when I was getting in, and the things I was doing, even if they weren't callouts per se. But so anyways, trying to be my best in there. It's like my goal is just to be my best right now, and moving forward. So hasn't been easy. We had some great shorts, but like the upside I feel hasn't been easy. But we've had some really great shorts. We were shorting like right here basically before this drop in different cryptos, not better movers and stuff, and yeah, doing different things, and that have been great. But not, I feel like we just haven't had as many bullish, really good bullish trades. Like we've had some great, phenomenal trades over the past, even 6 months, like, 6 to 12 months, whatever it was, three to 6 months. Like we have had some great long trades. So, anyways, let's see how long. I mean, Jasmine was like probably the last really great trade. I was really vocal about it in this whole area here. So that was 2000 May 2024. Yeah, okay. So XRP 5. So, and November 1st, you get the 5 month close. This will be a short lived candle. I think that's how it plays out because you're going from November 1st to January 1st here. It's a new year. So I think the 5 month chart candle, I think it resets. Basically, you get a new one early. So that being said, November, December, like, what if you drop really quick or do whatever and then you pop crazily, and you know what I mean, and then this candle closes, you know what I mean, you suddenly have a short, a short 5 month candle here basically, right? And then you're opening a new one here. So I thought that was interesting. That's the 5 month. Here is the 4 month. It just got a really pretty candle here, just beautiful. Love the 4 month chart candle. It actually pulled back to right close to the um, open of the 4 month candle. I definitely thought that would be an area. Honestly, I was targeting like 47.5 to 49. We didn't get it, and that kind of pissed me off. But I've been holding XRP long in my trading account for basically a long time now, since the bottom ish, and I've been very transparent the whole time to subscribers about that. Even though it's not a call out, I've been telling them that I haven't sold it. There's been times where I've sold some of it, but it was a mistake. Ultimately it was a mistake. I still have a good amount though, and I've added a little bit more. So that's where I'm at. But 4 month, so 4 month looks great. Obviously that goes into the end of the year for a new candle. As long as these reset, for some reason I'm questioning it in my head, like if something weird happens with the dates here. A lot of weird things in crypto that aren't like normal. But so great looking 4 month, and that 4 month and the 5 month, from November 1st basically on, will both be, as long as XRP holds up into November 1st, another whatever 45 days or whatever, uh, you know, very very bullish, right, on those two time frames. Extremely bullish. Here's the 3 month. It's going to close at the end of this month. Great looking candle. I don't really like that we broke this red candle high here, but and this candle is not, it's not over. Like there's still, you know what I mean, we got time. There's still 15 days left or whatever it is. So still time. We don't know how this is going to close, but looking really good so far on the 3 month. Love it. It's about, you can't ask for much better than that. I mean, you kind of have like your bottom here, pop, nice green candle, go higher off that, drop off of a green, set up, green candle. Hopefully, we'd like to see it on the 3, and probably retrace a little bit and then take off is what I'm thinking right now. So the time frame is literally coming up here, guys. You can see this candle all the way out here starts like about April 1st. Remember, it's always the day before at 5 p.m. that these, right? So about April 1st, January 1st here, and this will be a new the first 3 months of the year right here, okay? So really close in the big picture, right? How long we've been waiting for this. So, and then 2 month, just opened this month, so this candle's pretty fresh. Technically popping off of a red here, so it is really bullish looking candle. Like I wish like it would have, it's not like perfect looking, but it's not bad at all. The real body opening is around 47.50 to 47.75. What is it exactly? 47.61. So just call it 47.75. Definitely, it's like that 47.50 area I was talking about. So it's 2 month. It'll be interesting to see how it closes. If it closes something like that, very bullish looking, but leaves a door open to a potential drop and pop here. Maybe don't think we would have to go that deep here, but you never know. Just so would open the door to that, maybe something like that, maybe. But pretty, it's still, dude, it's still early. That's we don't have this till basically November 1st. So as long as we ideally close as green as possible, um, or even fire and start moving before November 1st, you know what I mean? So, but, look at the 20 SMA here, the blue trend, blue moving average here, and then the 10 simple and the 8 exponential. Looks like they're, looking to maybe cross here. It just shows you how close we probably are. As long as this 2 month closes green, like your odds are favored bullish, even if you do get a drop in here before you pump back up. Um, you can't complain. And you got to just remember like everything going on. The 12 is the green candles there. The 6, we don't have it yet, but we know we talked about how ideally we'll close 12 green if we have to go that far. And then 6 looking great, 5 looking great. And we're coming into we're making our way in through these candles, but 4 looks great, dude. I think the 4 is one of the best indicators here because it just looks like such a damn bullish looking candle. And that's going to take us into the end of the year. I'd say, it's all pretty much all there. Like, and you're going to have you're probably going to get the green 5 in time. And could the 6 just pump off this red? I would say, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like things happen. I would just be like suspicious that we might come back in and then work our way higher within the following 6 month candle here. We've seen that happen back here. I mean, here's an example. It's just if you're popping off the red color candle, like things can happen. When it looks perfect, it looks perfect. When it looks like the time frames don't match up exactly, you can see big retracements along the way. So it just I tell my subscribers it just depends on like how things are set up when we go, like how I think it might go. But anyway, so let's zoom in further. I'm getting tired of these longer time frames. So monthly green hammer, green hammer sitting up high, comes in next month, come down quite a bit, come back up. Red hammer. Moving averages are all okay. You can see the 8 coming up, crossing the 10 there. You can see how tight we are getting in here, really, really tight. And technically, I think we broke down back here in April of 24. We broke down here, just haven't been able to get above this trend line, but you can see just like how far we're getting pushed out into this little area here. I don't like right now on the monthly and XRP that we only came down to like 50-ish and then bounced. I don't know. I'm pretty greedy. The standards I have right now are like maybe a little bit too much sometimes, but I would have liked to have come down to like 47, 50-ish, or even 48, 49, and then got back up just for a better look. But you don't always get what you want, and like this is kind of a bullish, it's not kind of, like it is a bullish configuration. It's just like that this candle is red. I don't like it, but bullish. It's bullish enough that like I've told my subscribers like we could literally go at any day now. I would say I would give it that, like literally, like we could start the move any day. If it happened this month, I told them that even though we could go, anything could happen, we could just keep going. I think odds are, like, if we broke off this red month, I would expect volatility. Like, we might come deeper down. Like, not, I think if we go, we go, but I think there could be insane retracement. And, like, I don't know how far we would come back down. Like, I don't think we're going to revisit this low back here around 38. Like, I think this is a great foundational, like, whoever came in here and bought this up, pushed this up, like, I think, they're in it, and we were maybe looking to push higher, and something's pushing it, wants to push it higher, so you're seeing that, and, um, it just is what it is. Like, the price is above all the moving averages here. You can see that. Looks like the 8 wants to cross the 10 here, and that's the 8 exponential. 20 is rolling up here after it's kind of like, made its way. It's found its way, curving up here, making its way up, pushing price up. The price is floating up here, you know, really coiled in here, and like everything, like drop off of a green here, pump back up, pump off of a red. It's probably not ready just yet, even though we did drop here, pump back up. Um, like ideally, you would just, this candle's not bad. Like you could pump off of it. We're close enough in here. It is a hammer after this big fat green hammer. Moving averages are all perfect. Ideally, usually you pump off of a green, but it's XRP. It's done crazy things before. It's had worser candles in play before it's gone. It's just like if it's gone off a wrong colored candle, typically you can see insane, retracement things that happen with it. And I'll show you in 2017, this is a month, it takes off of red, but it comes all the way back down here. And this was in a single day, according to Bitstamp. So, and I think there's other exchanges that probably show this too, but like only so many have data going back this far. I don't know. We'd have to revisit it, but I'm just saying in general, when you pop off the red color candle, a lot of the time either it can be a fake out or it takes time to get to set up and look better and go. So while everything looks really good here, we don't really have the green candle just yet. If we get a green September, I don't really like it because it's like floating in here. If it gets a bigger real body, stays under August's high, especially getting the new 3-month candle, I don't see why we couldn't retrace a little bit and start taking off. I know you wouldn't have the 5 close or the 6 close, so maybe there's some bigger volatility along the way. Whether how far we have to come back down, I don't know, but I'd expect us to at least hold probably above like just like at least at a minimum 38 and a half, but like probably like maybe above 44 or 43, just like in this area. It's hard to say, but I'm like at this point, guys, I'm expecting us to like make a move and go, and we're gonna zoom in and start looking at why. So, but let's go back over to USDT. I just like to look better. And here's the 3-week. The 3-week candles, the 3-week candle on XRP. And I'll just tell you guys, like most cryptos out there, like the 3-week candles on most of them, not all of them, there's some exceptions, just not good looking in my opinion for the bull side. Like really like bearish type of configuration of the last like recent candle configuration and what's going on in the 3-week chart. It doesn't scream bullish to me, the setup of it. But I've seen instances where the norm is broken, and anything can happen. But there's usually a big retracement, or worse after that. So that's why I don't think we're ready just yet. Personally, anything can happen. I feel like we're close enough into this triangle, we're tight enough that if it was to just go or something happens and it gets initiated per se, and somehow the price of XRP is pushed up above maybe 66, but probably definitely like 75, I assume that there would be like potentially such crazy short squeezing and like people fearing that they're going to miss getting into it, and just, you know how it goes, that it could be extremely explosive and very fast. And I don't know how high it gets, but you know, at least make a decent move out of this triangle. And if there's some psycho retracement afterwards, you know, could be for because of an external reason that's played out, and it just happens to be right at the time that XRP is breaking out. Or it just happens and there's not really as much news, you know, it's not really like any, like to the public eye, like there's not that much news. Um, uh, you know, and it just happens and you're like, what the hell was that? And, you know, like, who did that? And I'm the only one out there saying, can we see where what wallet is selling the most and what exchange is selling the most? And I thought that was what crypto is all about. And can't we see the wallet? And can't we see where it's coming from? And then we know to follow that wallet, but no one ever wants to do anything. So I guess no one wants to do shit, so I'll just keep going with the video. Alright, excuse my language. Um, yeah, so I've always thought that was kind of a thing. Can we do that? Can we not? Can anyone get on top of that? I'm doing this. Can you do that? Be sweet. If anyone ever does that, let me know. Reach out, please. Thank you. Okay, so especially once if XRP actually does break out or sell off, dude, that's when you pay attention. The big red days, then you know your day, right? Or you know, and then you can zoom into like an hourly and be like, all right, what was the top, what was the bottom, what was the candle where it started to sell off, then like look for that time frame, or just when it's happening, everyone's getting crazy going on, I'm coming in, other people are coming in, hey, what wallets are selling, what exchange is selling, who's doing it, what wallet is it, can you know, somebody out there needs to do that, please. As long as it's all legal and everything, which I think isn't this all about transparency in this space, kind of to a certain extent, right? I don't know. I mean, it's not. It's like it is, but you're supposed to be like anonymous, sort of, right? But you can see where the money's going in the wallets. All right. So 3 week chart. Just kind of configuration that you would not expect to pop off of, especially when you started the move off of a red right here. We pumped off of a red candle, red 3 week candle right here. This red 3 week, we pumped off of it. We got a hanging man. We dropped off a hanging man style candle. We drop off that. You get a little inside red. Typically, these candles you pull back to the open, and then maybe you drop, you know, come into support for a potential pop, but just not really like a candle you typically pop off of. You know, and that being said, I keep repeating this, we're so far into this apex, anything is possible, but just not like, if we popped off that, I would for sure think that at some point we're going to see some nasty retracement. So, and that takes us into the end of September, basically. So there's your 3 month close, pretty much. Your 3 month candle close. You know, hopefully this closes green. Hopefully the 3 month is green, but it's like a little inside green. I see a little pocket here. Could the next 3 month candle or 3 week candle come all the way down here, bounce off support, get back up, maybe explode, or that would be like maybe the first half of October, then October 21st ish, or October 20th at 5 p.m. You know, have a better shot of exploding in the next 3 weeks, which would even include some of the first 10 days of November. And, you know, just in my opinion, I would not be surprised to see that, especially since we popped off this red here, come back into this area, touch this trend line, get back up, give a hammer, and then maybe go, right? Then you have something you could pop off of for sure. Um, so, and then I'd say if this does pop, and we retrace, as long as we close the 3 week green, I'd say still spectacular odds that even after a retrace between like the end of September, very end of September into like October 20th, you could still, even with a retrace, you could definitely still continue and explode. Um, but just and even if this still just closes green, like as long as it gets the green 3 week, it doesn't even have to do that. Drop all the way down here. It could just retrace a little bit and then go, or just literally open up and go. Who knows? It's got the green candle at that point. Um, but just given that the 3 month candle will open as well, it just wouldn't surprise me to see some kind of little bit of a retracement or even a bigger one down to here and then go. So that's the 3 week, and then the 2 week up against a red as well. It did drop off of a green, so okay, like, moving averages are on its side as well. One of the things though is the 3 week, 3 week moving averages about to cross. 2 week, looking to cross, but up against a red here, guys. Like this looks like more of a short-term top right here. Until this like maybe gets a green 2 week close. The 2 week will close on September 22nd at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And a close like this, right, it is right now, but there's still days left in this candle, so we don't know exactly how this is going to close. Could come back down, could even drop here, and then hopefully pop back up or do whatever. We just don't know. There's still time in this candle. It's not closed yet, but if it does close green, looking good. Kind of see like a pocket here, just a pocket down in this area still as a possibility, and maybe a test of the trend line once again to get back up, get a green 2 week there, doubles, and then green 2 week there. That's like October 6th. And then maybe go, but as long as it gets a green 2 week here, like technically it's good to go. It's got a green 2 week. It could technically go there. So you could technically get a green 3 and a green 2. But regardless, I would say it needs at least one or the other, in my opinion. And things can still take time. Like we've seen it do things like that. This back here, like gets a green and it still like plays around and then it goes. Like it's just, you know what I mean? Like there's a little bit of room in here, I think, for a little bit of play, as tight as this thing gets here coming into the end of the year. But we just don't really have the 3 week or the 2 week setup right yet. So that's a key message here. I just don't think we're exactly there. I think we're really close, but I don't think we're there just yet. Here's the weekly, popping off of a red, but pumping off of a red week from down below, dropping off of a green week here, even though we went higher. So, it kind of gets almost a pass. We could go down, overshoot the trend line a little bit, get back up. Green hammer in the weekly with the moving averages rolling up. Try to go, get rejected at the trend line, sell off of a green, okay, pretty bullish, come back, we drop off the green here, but we're dropping off of a green into moving averages again, but it's the second time here. So we're just kind of coiling even tighter. We're kind of starting to get caught up in the moving averages now. We didn't actually go here, as the cross moving averages were coming up, crossing the 20 moving average here. A second pullback, pump off the red, already, like pumping up off of a red, not ideal, right? So on the weekly, it's like, we're holding the 20, the 8 and the 10 have just crossed the 20, okay, but like, why didn't we go here if we were going to go back August 19th-ish to maybe the 25th, whatever? We didn't go. I would say like this could have gone right here. That was pretty good looking. It didn't happen. We dropped off of a green, okay. We came back up, but we're doing it off of a red. It doesn't look right to me yet. Just doesn't look right to me. Could it just go? We're really tight in here. Yes, anything's possible, but it doesn't look right yet to me. That's a weekly. The weekly's going to close soon in about an hour. A little over an hour, like an hour 22, whatever, hour 20. So, I still think there's potential for a drop. and then a pop kind of situation in this area. This is like 48 down to like 47, 65-ish, whatever, and there maybe even just down to like here into the 50, low 50s, like 50, anywhere in here. This is like 51.85. This is like 50.65. So, but bottom line is we have this trend line coming up. That's a weekly. I don't think it looks right just yet. I think we're very, very close, but I don't think it looks right yet. Just personal opinion. Anything can happen. We're really tight in this triangle. 3-day. And we're just see how tight we are in here. It's crazy, dude. This symmetrical finally looks like it's most likely coming to completion. And even the jab here, but 3-day, drop off a green, pop off a red, pop off a green, pull back green, pump, can't do it, drop off a green, pump off of a green, like little inside green, didn't even come down here and then pop. That's like not as bullish in my opinion. If we would have like came down here first, put in a hammer and then gone, and it would be like, okay, like things are looking a little bit better, but nonetheless, coiling in here, coming into this kind of like symmetrical looking thing. Bulls are in control as of now. Pretty nice little sizable pullback to start off the this 3-day candle that opened up yesterday at 5 p.m. And it's interesting because this candle will take us into Tuesday at 5 p.m. the day before the Fed rate announcement, I think. So, but right now bulls are in control. Be interesting to see what happens here. I'm not like in love with this swing low here to go higher off of, and there's nothing special about this 3-day chart, I don't think. Like it did start off of a green down here, but I'm not like in love with it per se. It's the 20 SMA doesn't look exactly right with the 8 and the 10. So that's the 3-day. The 2-day I just added, so I haven't even really used to ever look at the 2-day, but I added it anyways, and not bad looking, but you can see like we're kind of just coiling into this potential symmetrical right now, and this symmetrical takes us into like, this is September 30th right here, so it kind of takes us into the end of the month, and it won't surprise me to basically see XRP kind of coil into the end of the month and maybe make a move before the end of September, either up or down. And could even be make a move and then fake out, because you're going to be closing the a new 3-month bar is going to be opening, and a new 3-week candle is going to be opening as well, right around the exact same time, within like a day or two of each other. And yeah, so oh man, drinking this green juice, got a bunch of fiber in it towards the bottom. I have to grab some water here in a sec. But coiling, so daily, zoom in a little more, tries to do like a double bottom thing, doesn't come down deep enough to really get that, so I wasn't impressed with the bottoming situation, and it pumped off of a red candle just like Bitcoin did here. So red flags in my opinion, for sure. It seems like it. Seems like there's definite red flags. It just doesn't look right exactly yet, guys, in my opinion. Like I've been saying, anything can happen. I'm pretty damn bullish on XRP going into the apex of this triangle. But You know, like this is December 31st right here, and this is a $7. I'll call it 650, 675. My guess is we'll overshoot it by a little bit as a target as a whole, maybe like 7 to like 850 or 9 at most. I would think if that's like, you know, you don't want to overshoot too much, or what's, you know, what, like that's a target, right? Like 7ish is the target. So this is like the $7 triangle. There's the longer term one. I'll show you it in just a sec. And that's going to target like your 30 to 35. We already looked at it earlier, but you know, this one I'm impressed with. It's starting to look like a really nice symmetrical. And bottom line is like you're coiled. You're coiling. You're starting to get so coiled over time that it's like it's just so tight. Everything's coiled so tight. Um, you know, stop losses all throughout here, just sloping down, stop losses below, sloping up. Like you know, it's getting tight in here, guys. You know, orders filling up, it's just sitting in certain areas, orders sitting in certain areas, right? It's there, ready to blow. You know, make a big move, either up or down, technically, but you know, we got the yearly showing us it should be up and so on and so forth, right? Working our way down. But I think it's interesting that we have a triangle, a shorter term little kind of like some, you know, it's not perfect looking, but it is kind of some triangle-ish right now. Would not be surprised to see this thing kind of complete at some point in this as we come into the very beginning of October-ish, or either the very end of September or very beginning of October-ish complete. And that's like those are new higher, you know, monthly, 3-week, etc. candles. So expect to move either up or down pretty aggressively out of this. You know, how fast whatever happens here. That's just kind of what we see now, looking out far, but literally anything's possible still, guys. Like I said, I think the 3-week doesn't look right whatsoever. I think with a candle like this, before even the end of this month, you could easily come down, test 4750, hopefully bounce there, guys. You know, like I can't read the future. Like you definitely don't want to start breaking down out of this symmetrical triangle. You know, things could get really nasty. So but ideally, like we have a lot of time frames showing us pretty bullish things, you know, on the higher time frame, very high time frame. So you think it's going to be up. You know, I can't read the future, but it should be up, you know, obviously, and with everything that's going on fundamentally too. So, but you just never know. So this is, you know, just not a good looking, a bullish looking 3-week candle. It's very bearish looking, and that doesn't close until the 30th. So, like, guys, you know, things can definitely happen between then and now. So, I mean, look at the current daily now. It's going to close in an hour. Look at how much it's already sold off, you know, this was a nice move, but it was up off of a red. I was telling, you know, like we got this candle we could definitely continue off of. We did, but like we didn't even make it up to this trend line before pulling back. So that should tell you something, right? I don't think it's ready just yet. I don't think we have a daily. Like this is not good enough in my opinion. Maybe if you set up and get a better formation, a better candle here, and then go, maybe. But like just this alone, no, dude. Not in my opinion, no way. Not a red. If that would have been a green, I'd be like, yeah, maybe okay. But it was a red, so I don't think it's ready just yet, guys. So that's where we're at. XRP, extremely freaking bullish, and whether you want to say, well, extremely freaking coiled. You know, extremely freaking coiled. Like, wow, dude, price is just insanely coiled, so tight. And, you know, the measured move on this, just going to do this kind of rough, but we're going to do our best here, be as precise as we can. We don't know where it's going to break out, so that's going to dictate the measured move, but we'll be conservative as hell and do the apex and pull this down. And there's $6. Really conservative, you know, like really conservative. And I don't like to put too much emphasis on that trend line because I think that's What's that do? I mean, I don't think this. I think if anything, this would, if we did get rejected, like it's going to end up being a squeeze once you break through this. But I would think you would break through this. I would think this would be a squeeze if that happened. But probably a good idea to have this one drawn, just dotted. Might be an area to pay attention to if price was to get there. You know, maybe there's some action there. I don't know. It's just you see what happens when you get there. What kind of candles you're getting and shit. Excuse my language. So this is a longer term triangle. I think you saw it earlier. This is a 3-day chart. This is pushed out into 2025 all the way till like literally like a year away to this date, pretty much. So, but I I think that this will most likely probably move before 2025 is over. Because this is December, guys, of 25. It's too tight in there. I highly doubt it. Like I think if anything, it's gonna move probably sooner than later. But if we get pushed into 25, then we get pushed into 25. You know, if we get pushed into the end of 25, then so be it. I guess I'll just be sick to my stomach at that point. I kind of already am, just kind of mentally torn with the holding this thing for so long term. But it is what it is. However long it takes, it takes. I mean, like I kind of just forget about it at this point and feel like I just try not to think about it as much, you know. So, but it is what it is. So that's and this is just like that's such a long-term psycho chart. And XRP Euro has this beautiful looking, like the Euro trades a little bit more perfect than USD. So US XRP Euro trades, I would say, more precise technically than the US XRP USD pair. So, um, and it's just like such a, when you look at it more, like when you look at XRP closer, like you zoom in closer and you see how tight it's kind of coiling, which is, it's not short term, guys. This is like 2020 back here. It's like we're at the end of 24. Like here's the beginning, right there is 2021, like the beginning, January 1st, right there. That's a long time. Like, what am I supposed to wait 10 years before it's considered a long time? Like 4 years, 3 years is a long time this is a daily chart, right? This is a 3-day chart. Here's a weekly chart. Like 3 years for a weekly chart is like a long time. Like, isn't it a long time? In my opinion, it's a long time for a weekly chart to be 3 years in the making, right? Like, damn, bro. That's crazy. That's why I think this might be the biggest, I don't know, it could be like gold, or I'm sure there's things out there, but this is easily probably one of the longest, if not the longest, symmetrical, biggest, largest symmetrical triangle I've ever seen in my entire 20, almost 20 years of actively trading markets, various markets, whatever it is, stocks, futures, crypto, whatever it is that I've been trading over the years. And it's not just that. It's like you look at the minor trend lines, the ones that connect all the swing highs, the absolute highest highs of the swing highs, the tops of the wicks, any wicks, and tops of the candles, the absolute tops of the candles, and the absolute lows of the swing lows, like the lows of the candles. Um, it's so perfect with I mean, this is just a weekly. Like, we could look at everything else and you're going to see it might even look better. But just, like the trend lines are so well respected and the price is coiling so tight, and there's other flag, like if you just keep looking, I'm sure you're gonna find other green flags per se, right? Like green clues, like bullish clues. Um, Even the moving averages, like the 8 and the 10 crossing the 20 here, like looking pretty bullish. I don't think it's perfect yet, but I think it's like it's getting there. Like as long as you got a green weekly close, which we're about to get, technically you could even maybe do a retracement here, get down to the trend line, then like start pumping. You never know. Like we're that tight in this version of the symmetrical triangle. So, and this is XRP Euro, which I think trades a lot more beautifully than XRP USD. So, and there's other pairings. I don't want to look, guys. This video is getting so long. I'll be impressed if like people make it to the end. If you made it to the end of this video, go back to the tweet if you can and just say, hey, I made it to the end of your video. You liked it, you didn't like it, you think I'm kind of on point, you think I'm a lot of on point, you don't think I'm on point at all. What do you think's going to happen? When do you think XRP is going to break out of here? Let's say a breakout's like, the most recent swing high of like the end of July, towards the middle end of July, like that swing high there. This is the XRP Euro, so above on XRP Euro, 60 cents for the euro, right? Like when it breaks that, like really starts to go. Like when do you think that's going to happen? Because I think probably before like November's over for sure, but probably like before November starts, I would think maybe, or maybe the very beginning of November. So somewhere in that time probably is what I'm thinking. And yeah, so check out the tweet, retweet. I'm gonna have to put this on YouTube. Hopefully I can upload it. And this is gonna be long. And worst case, I'll have to edit it, I guess. Really don't want to do that. So, and that's it. I mean, that's XRP. I don't really want to go into anything else. I mean, but this is like zooming in on the euro pair. It's just like perfect, pretty much. There was even like when we had the daily falling wedge, we zoom in. Where was it? I think this was it. Yeah. Yeah, I think this was it. Like in here, falling wedge-ish, and it just nailed it perfectly down here. But on USDT, it didn't, like this trend line was not as perfect because the swing highs back here were not as perfect, so it didn't like, it just isn't really, it wasn't as clean and really a trend line, perfect trend line, but this is. And just perfect price action, guys. If I would have been in Europe, living as a European or whatever, trading XRP Euro, watching XRP Euro more, so I would have caught the exact low with USDT. I was close, but I was off by a little bit, and it cost me. So, but we did get a really nice setup back here, and I didn't call it. I felt like a fool for not calling it perfectly, but I was very vocal right in this area when I said I was putting my like 60% of my entire trading account value into XRP, which I had never done for anything ever before. Nothing like that. I was very vocal about that for the subs back here. So, anyways, that's it. Let's look at what this looks like on the daily. Yeah. I don't know. I like that more. I mean, technically this is a swing, but technically that's a swing, in my opinion. So this is like the proper. But it's just like not perfect. It's too ugly to be asymmetrical in my opinion. But maybe this is in the works. I don't know. But pumped off a red, I think that's a problem. Needs to set up at a minimum, in my opinion, down here in this area, the 8 and the 10 kind of coming in this area, set up here maybe, then get back up and go. So that's the euro, that's XRP, euro. Show you gold XRP really quick. And show me like a weekly. It already got its weekly close. That's it, close red, but it's like just choppy, I don't know, like not. Yeah, that 3 week is just sketchy looking, not a typical 3 week you would drop off of. So it's the inverse for gold XRP. You want to see this dropping to see XRP popping, right? And like back in 2017. And this even had a red and dropped off that. Like this is just not a candle you usually drop off of. So just I don't know, that's a 3 week. Of course it's gonna look, here's the monthly. Just not, you could drop off that, but not really. Like look at 2017, like that's not ideal, but to drop off of, just not like a good looking candle, but still did it. It was in the apex here. And this, like I could see it. Like I could see this ripping through here. So that's September, our current September candle, monthly candle. But if this came down close red, okay, now we're starting to like see something really decent looking here, and maybe go, But I could see it. I could definitely see it. Like you can kind of trying to think of what I can show you here. Red hammer, inverse hammer, green go, but it's just different. It's a little different, but yeah, I could see it here. Just because this high is, or this low is higher than this low, so we had a higher low in August, right? And then it's inverse hammer after red hammer here, kind of like a 1-2 drop, red hammer, big fat red hammer, and then maybe go. So it's just kind of like the inverse, basically. I don't know. It's just I don't even know why we're looking at that. Let's look at silver. Oh my God, this is really interesting. So this is silver XRP. Check out that. That's interesting. Yeah. So that's really bullish for silver, right? Compared to XRP. Yeah, so that just that's like another kind of situation where you're like, dude, I definitely don't think it's going to be this month. You know what I mean? For XRP, 100%. I would never, because this has to drop for XRP to go higher unless they're both exploding together. If silver and XRP are exploding together, then I don't know. But this, you know what I mean? I guess, whatever. Maybe this doesn't move as much or something. I don't know. They're both going up together, then this should be kind of even, right? But different percentages, maybe this is moving. So, but this is definitely not screaming to me for XRP to explode this month. Just not. Just not. Although, like we raise it back here. So I like to look at what I'm trading. Trade what you trade. But bottom line is, I don't think we're there just yet. And my favorite chart is XRP Euro pair. I think it's showing us that we're very, very close to a move here. And silver is moving pretty fast right now. It could be about to make a big move here, so that doesn't surprise me that it's set up like that for the XRP silver chart. Almost looks like what you had back here for silver now here. Okay, very similar on the monthly, so that doesn't surprise me. We could see XRP and silver going up together, and maybe I don't know. We're gonna find out, guys. We're gonna find out. I don't know. I gotta trade what I'm trading. They might be moving together, or they might be moving. Who knows? That's just really weird, though. That looks like silver. Well, silver's already looking really good. They're both looking really strong, good. It's just like XRP. I just don't think it's ready just yet. So, and you know my reasons. Even the 6 month, like being up against that red, like it needs to. As long as this closes green, like when all the time frames line up perfectly, like that's when it's perfect, right? But until they do, it's anything can happen. But you know, like if you have to wait for it, you have to wait for it. Immediately though, um, you can see it's likely. Personally, I think probably before November's over, probably before December starts, I think we're going to see a move. And I think like the 6 month will just we already dropped. We're already popping. Like maybe it just goes, but if it takes into the first half of 25, then so be it. And the end of the year close will be very important. I think. Ideally, we want it to close green, like we went over, and um, everything else is looking really good. Everything else is looking pretty damn good. So 3 months closes in like a couple weeks exactly, pretty much. So I think the three month is really important to watch. Sorry, the 3 month candle, very important to watch. And you know, everything else looking really good. It's going to be interesting to see how the monthly and 3 month closes coming right up in 2 weeks, guys. It's going to be really interesting to see how we close those out. If they look really bullish, could be October. And, October, November, December. Maybe something like that. I don't know. 10, 11, 12. Maybe. I don't know. Hey, that adds up to 33. There you go. 10, 11, 21, 12, 33. Oh, man. Okay, so that's XRP Euro, and that's pretty much XRP, guys. When we zoom in to like the daily, look at how, jeez Louise. Yeah, so, um, I think bottom line is when we look back to XRP like in 2017, it does give you like some major clues before breakouts, and like a lot of the time the moving averages need to be correct, and the 3-day candles setup needs to be it needs to be looking like pretty damn correct. And the 3 days honestly looking pretty good, guys. But uh, I can't really say anything bad about it. It's not bad looking at all. Really, it's just not. It's pretty good looking. But and we'll look at the weekly, and even the weekly should look like pretty correct-ish, right? Pretty correct. It should be looking pretty correct. Like back in 17, you just see it coming right there. And here it was so tight and coiled. Even there, you could kind of get up off a red, down off a green. It's kind of like almost like what we got going, up off a red, down off a green. Kind of like a double touch there, though. But just coiled really tight in there. Coiled really tight in here. So I think, dude, I just think we're so close, but it's just like it's gonna be weekly doesn't look right yet, in my opinion. Just doesn't look right yet, and it's pretty damn flat on the bottom of our current weekly candle. So that's another like suspicious thing to me. Um, but it's guys like how like this is a euro pair. Like how much can you complain? Like let's look at USDT. How much can you complain about like the downside that if XRP does pull back in the meantime, and let's just say it takes off closer to the end of the year, or um, like just sometime before the end of the year, but it does a pullback in the meantime before then. There's like 14%, like, there's 14% downside from where we're at. There's like, let's just say it overshoots. I mean, there's 20%, you know what I mean? Like, you're looking for out of this move from where we're currently at, a measured move, of like 1,000%. Like, we're talking about maybe 20% downside to like capture like 1,000%, so if everything plays out the way you kind of expect it to, um, that's what you're thinking. That's what the chart is kind of showing you. We'll see if anything crazy happens, with wicking or just psycho kind of action before it moves. And that, I mean, God, dude, after this long, somebody's got to find out how to look at the wallets or exchanges and what's going on and the events that are going on and who's involved and everything at that point. Like, in my opinion, but whatever. Not a recommendation or advice, but it's just like, dude, really, I think this is ready to just explode. I think it needs to start showing us like the right like weeklies, and um, it needs to get the 2 week or 3 week, I think, and like a decent weekly setup maybe, or like maybe a little bit better looking 3 day. Can't really complain about that. But like the daily is pumping off of a red. I didn't really like that at all. And so I would like a better daily setup to think that XRP is going to explode. But like I said, anything can happen. I'm very bullish on XRP going into the end of the year. And I really like to watch this XRP Euro pair. And we're gonna see what happens. And like especially the 3 week, like being so flat on the bottom and being up against this type of candles setup here, it's just like that doesn't look right at all, dude. It looks like we could like still drop. And then when you like go back to Euro US or XRP USDT, and you like see this triangle on XRP USDT, and you zoom in even further and like you see the trend lines and how they're respected, you know what I mean, with some little bit of overshoot. But this jab here and how perfect it is. Here's the 2 day just showing you how the trend line's respected. Definitely a type of jab, definitely a falling wedge here, pop. It's the trend lines this chart needs to be respected as well with the euro. And so just still really suspicious if we're going to still get a drop here, and then hopefully hold this and pop back up and set up and go. But like the 3 week and the 2 week, I'd like to at least have one of them that says, okay, we could go higher. We're ready to go higher. At least the bulls have a chance to go higher. The 2 week is going to be the next one that closes on the 22nd at 5 p.m. The 3 week is going to close at the 29th at 5 p.m., I think. So, you just have to wait until they close. But, that's my take on XRP right now. This video is getting to be way too long. Um, And ultimately, I do think the longer term measured move is like up, 30 to 35. But and technically, when we break out of this shorter term triangle, if we're going to seven ish, 750, like 6 to 7, probably 7 ish, just call it 7. You're broken out of this longer term triangle. Could you come back and all the way and test it again? I guess, but or hold up, pull back and go higher, whatever, something totally possible, right? And whether this move initially takes us to 7 or 30s, or higher up into this area, or we only get up to maybe 7 and we set up and maybe do a shorter term pattern to go higher to the 30s. I don't know. I just don't know. I can't read the future, but I would think that you just got to read it real time for the most part. You have to be more shorter time frame, whether watching the 2 week, the weeklies, um, zooming in on the daily for like that daily, first daily pullback, first daily correction, which should show you, you'll see it more so in the weeklies, and um, then going higher to the monthlies and just being more real time, a real time like trader per se, not obviously not financial advice, but you know, you'd think we're gonna make it up to this 30 area pretty fast. And like guys, on top of that, I have this trend line here, and technically, like this is our trend line, our longer term trend line. I think this is the most data I have on XRP going back to 2013, and this is like up here, guys. It's like 3,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. Um, like what if our move is like up to the 30s, or what if it's kind of like that, whatever, however it happens, and and that's our move here, and we get up to here, and then we set up, and then like do a shorter term time uh, pattern up here in this area, whether we're more up here or like here or whatever, and then we make a second move like 6 months later or a year later or whatever, and we're like starting to get up into triple digits, and it's like, how far do we go? Is it 589? You know what I mean? Like, uh, what is it, 500? Is it like 300-ish, 325, 333? What is it? You know? So, uh, or is it from 7 we set up and then we go to like 30 or whatever? I don't know. And is it even going to play out exactly like it did back here? I don't know. It's just, we can guess and do whatever. But bottom line is, I don't think it's ready just yet. I think we're really damn close. For this $7 move, I think it's pretty obvious, guys. I mean, look at how beautiful that thing is. Like, damn, with the exception of some jabbing, and the trend lines are still pretty well respected throughout here. And if you don't like that, you could, go to USDT. It's pretty perfect as well throughout here. Price is coiling really tight. You have some major levels above, uh, where I'd say less so below, because we already came down here. We have the lower low. We have the divergence back here. We popped out of here. They cleared all this leverage throughout here. They cleared these lows throughout here already. We didn't, it was bought up after all this level got taken out and stops got taken out. It was still bought up. Put in a green 3-day and then pumped off of a red, but came back viciously and put in a green here, right? So it's like, and we know all the monthlies, like the bulls are favored here in a big way, right? So I don't know. That's how close I think we are. Basically, before the end of the year, I think the move's gonna start. and I think it's going to be vicious. And I don't like this trend line. I really don't. I'm just going to dot this one, and that's it. That's it. That's how close I think we are. But personally, I'm like, I'd like really like a better looking, like setup in here. And I don't think it's not that pretty yet, guys. There's even like some red immediate flags for the shorter term, like 3 week, the 2 week being a little inside green. There's like this pocket here. I don't know, it's just like not the weekly pumping off of a red like that. 3 day, okay, it looks okay for now. 2 day, like okay, but not like, I don't know, not that. Like if we would have dropped all the way down here and pumped maybe, and the daily up off a red, like just not ideal yet. Drop, maybe get that, and then drop, then come back up. Anything's possible, but I do think we're really close. That's it, guys. Long ass video for XRP. Hope you're all doing well. Hope your crypto and trading or investment or holdings are treating you well. And if you'd like to subscribe to the call outs, the more daily market update, opinion, or like personal views and all that, you can subscribe by going to @SignalBarMethod. And in the bio, there's a link for the call outs there. There's also a link for the course. They're two separate things. One, the call outs is like a monthly $9.99 a month, $9.99, $10 a month. Whereas the course I think is like $49.99, $50 or whatever. Two different things. And that's it. You're not getting the view of what I think where Bitcoin, Total 3, Total 2, Total, this S&P 500, the stock market, things like that. Like you're not getting my broader view. Dollar, maybe gold, silver, etc. Like you're not getting all that view. So I think that's really important too. But that's XRP. I think an interesting tell today looking at all this was silver. The monthly on XAG, XRP. Even though, I mean, look at that daily, guys. Look at look at that 2 day. Look at that 3 day. Look at the weekly. Look at even that 2 week, the 3 week. I mean, guys, it's all, especially the monthly combo, like all of that. That doesn't scream ready to me for XRP, even though silver is having its own run. So I guess this is maybe a wash. Not really sure what to say about that, but just like, doesn't look right in my opinion yet. So, and then gold XRP, like, I don't know. This one maybe less so. Like, I could see it starting its move at any moment. Even off that, even though it's green. The start of this red. Just everything about it. It's not, so, but trade what you trade. So, that's XRP Euro. And, or XRP USDT or XRP USD, whatever, So, but 3 week, really flat on the bottom still. So, kind of makes me suspicious. Little questionable there. Doesn't look right to me yet. On the 3 week, and 2 week isn't closed yet either. That doesn't look right to me either, and the weekly doesn't look right either, and not yet, at least in my opinion. And so that's it, guys. We'll talk. Maybe I'll do another video. I don't know. It had been a while, right? And so here's your XRP video. Hopefully this tied you over for a while, but maybe I'll come back to XRP once it's making its move, or whatever it does, any major move going on. Maybe I'll come in with another video after that, and I'll reference this video if I can find it by then. in my feed, scrolling back, and or I can always, well, this is gonna be YouTube upload, so I can always come back to this one, and then we can revisit it and see how close we were, how on point we were, and that's it. That is it. So we'll talk later, dudes and dudettes, right? All right. Good luck, everyone.